I want to talk about family before, and then I'll get to whatever your issues are. I've noticed. Oh, let me ask this way because I don't want to put any suggestions in your mind at all. Not when I'm older, but I want to find out your impression of family, your family. How do you see family? What do you think the purpose of family? And I think I'll start right here first. You have a family, right?
Yes, I do.
And what's your impression of family? What's the purpose of family?
I honestly don't know. As I've gotten older, I don't know. I'm not in contact with any of them. I don't talk to them on a daily basis or monthly basis or yearly basis. I have people here that saw me be born that I have no contact with. They don't know how I look now because I've been here in Los Angeles now for about 15 years, and I look startlingly different than how I did, let's say 7 years ago.
Right.
And they have no idea how I look. I'm pretty sure if they saw me, it would take them a bit, oh, okay, yeah, you do look like,
Is that you?
Yeah.
Look like Brenda. Why don't you contact them? Like your uncle, aunt, cousins?
My family that's out here are mainly second cousins. I mean, we all grew up close, but just so that you know what the lineage is, they would mainly be second and third cousins.
Right. So why don't you contact them?
There's been a lot of, I mean, you and I kind of covered this in a previous conversation. There's a lot of garbage that's under the bridge, and I've been living this far without them. I don't know why do I need to contact them. I'm pretty sure they would say they don't have my contact information anymore, which...
Do you have theirs?
Yes, I know exactly where they live.
And so you say you don't need to contact them?
I haven't felt the need to over these past several years. Do you miss
not having a family?
Yes, I do. Because, I mean, I still don't... Family's just really weird to me. I remember how it was when I was a youngster, but now when I look at it, it's like, okay. When people tell me, oh, they have to go visit their family, it sounds weird to me that they have to do that. Why?
It sounds weird to you that they have to go visit their family?
Yeah, going for holidays and stuff like that. I'm like, they haven't changed that much, have they? Or they've gotten fatter? Why? You can call them up on the phone and,
And so on holidays, do you hang out? You don't hang out with family at all?
No, I'm normally by myself. Lately, I have a good friend that has like a potluck for the holidays, and I normally contribute to the potluck. Like I'll bring the turkey or... So
is this for their family or just friends?
It's friends. The potluck is like a bunch of people bring food, and we all partake in it. So
you don't miss your family?
I do miss them, but not enough to go down and see them. And we're talking about they're right there in Inglewood.
Amazing.
Off of La Brea,
Do you want your own family one day? Like get married, have a truckload of children, and then grandchildren, and then great-grandchildren. Do you want all that?
Yes, but I think that time has passed.
You're too old to have children or too old to get married?
Both.
Or both?
I mean, whether it's married or adoption or whatever have you.
Why has it passed?
I just think it's passed.
Why?
It hasn't happened now.
How old are you?
Old enough. Like this gentleman. You're old enough. We went through this before. I wouldn't tell you my age.
Oh, you would not? I got a call from someone the other day, and they were telling me their problems, right? They were reminding me that they were talking about something. And I said, hey, why don't you go? Make sure you go. And they're like, no, I'm sick. And I don't remember them telling me that they were sick. When people tell me their issues, I don't remember that. Once they tell me, hopefully I can give them some solid advice. But once they tell me, I'm done with it. I don't even remember it.
Well, let me apologize.
I don't remember my own stuff.
Well, let me apologize about that. That I totally understand your position in saying that, too.
Yeah,
and
you're not supposed to carry that stuff.
Well, I mean, you're a very busy person, so you're not going to remember every...
But even if I wasn't busy, I would want to remember it.
Well, sure, okay.
You know what I mean? So let me ask. So How come you won't tell your age? You don't have to, but why won't you say how old you are?
I'm slowly easing up on that.
But what is the holdback on it?
The holdback is that people put so much into what your age is and what you're supposed to be and what you should have accomplished by now, or you shouldn't be acting that way. And it's all these misconceived notions of what you're supposed to do, supposed to have done, what you should be doing.
And for that reason, you won't tell your age?
I don't want you to, not you, but I just don't want people to put all these perceptions. Well, you should have done this by now. Who are you to tell me that? I mean, what have you done?
Right. Why do you still care at your age? Why do you still care what people think or would recommend for you to a point you hold back your age? Why are you allowing that to affect you like that?
I don't.
Because they're controlling you.
Well, I don't.
You're
really,
not free.
I am free.
Not
I am
if they,
free.
If that control you, you're not free.
I just don't think it's anybody. I don't go around asking other people, "How old are you?"
Why, right?
Well, one, I find it disrespectful.
No, that's not why you don't do it.
Why?
Because you're offended by others asking you.
Very much so. I
And
will
so
agree with that.
you're
Yes.
still being controlled because now that you don't want to be asked, you can't ask others.
But then I also think
and then
that
you make up excuses. Oh, that's disrespectful.
Well, no, I don't think I need to go out and tell everybody all my business either. I mean, what does my age have to do with the conversation?
Not all your business? Let me just ask this one question and I want to move on about the family thing. What is the purpose of family? In your mind, what's the purpose of family?
I don't know.
Okay.
I honestly, I mean, I could tell you as a kid what it was,
right.
But since growing to an adult, that whole idea of what family is like an old Christmas carol to me right now. I really don't know.
I understand.
I don't understand. Like I said, when people want to go visit their family, have to visit their sister. The brother just had a new baby. I'm like, babies look all the same. They're bald headed till there's. You can't even tell they're boy or girl. Why? What's the difference? Do
you ever remember having a family and loving the fact that you had a family?
Yes, I do remember that, but it's a fantasy to me now.
You have family, right?
Yes.
And you like having a family?
Yes, I love
like
it.
Daddy, mama, brother, sister, cousin, niece, and nephew, children, and all that. You like that?
Yes.
And why?
Well, first let me say I have a very small family. I was an only child. My mother was
an only child?
I was an only child. My mother was an only child.
Oh, okay.
So there aren't that many cousins, etc. On my dad's side, there were a few more. I guess what I would like to say is that human beings are born helpless. And so I think family is very important.
You say we're born helpless?
Helpless.
Okay.
Babies are born helpless.
Right.
And so they need a mother and a dad to feed them and hold them and nourish them and teach them. And so I think family is where that begins. And they, it's hard to put all this in a few words, but
once you become an adult, do you still need a family?
Okay. As an adult, I think at that point you have the ability to choose who you want to surround yourself with.
But do you need a family as an adult?
I think you do, but I guess I'm going to call it a support system because sometimes your family doesn't turn out to have your same values that you do as an adult. And so at that point, I think that you have to be careful not to be compelled to be around family if family doesn't share your values and if they're not Christian people, for example.
Do you and your family get along?
Yes.
You guys are tight?
Pretty much.
There's no mess going on at all or anything?
Well, we have our messes, but we are still tight.
Oh, good.
We still love each other and we still try to help each other.
And so how do you know you love each other?
Because we include each other in our lives, and I guess the reason I would say I know we love each other is that we want to be together for the most part.
You want to be around your family?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Are there family members that you don't want to be around?
Not close family members. Sometimes there's some pain in being with some of my family members, but I still do want to be around them.
And what kind of pain?
Well, I have a family member that is struggling with alcohol, and so it's very hard to be around that person.
Oh, and why is it hard for you to be around them?
Because they say things when they're under the influence of alcohol that are painful.
Oh, they tell the truth.
I don't know. I don't know
Do
if
they
it's the truth
say
or not.
things under the influence that they wouldn't ordinarily say if they were not drunk?
Yes.
So they pretty much tell the truth then.
Yeah.
And that's painful?
Yes.
Why is that painful?
Whew. Because it's evident to me that they're not happy.
But why would that be painful to you, though, by them telling the truth?
Because there's not much I can do about it, and I see that they're suffering.
So when they tell the truth, the pain is knowing you can't help them?
Yes.
Oh, I see. So once they're sober, do you try to talk to them to help?
Sometimes, but they pretty much push that away.
Oh, okay. Do you need a family now?
Yes.
And why?
Because it feels good.
A family feels good?
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You're probably the only one on earth feel that way. No, I'm kidding. Describe the feel-good feeling of a family.
Well, my son and his wife just had their third baby, and I was invited to go and be with the family and see the new baby.
Right.
And help with the other two children.
Oh, I see.
And that gives me a great sense of joy.
Okay.
I bond with those children, and they come put their arms around me, and they hug me, and they say, "I love you, Grandma May." And I teach them how to ride a bicycle and throw a ball.
I got you.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Amazing. Are you honest with your family, and are they honest with you?
Ooh, I think so, most of the time.
They just speak their mind and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That's good. Can you define the word family?
Well, I would say that I probably have a broad definition of family in that I think that you can become close to people that are not blood relatives of yours, and they become family because you share things with them, and they're close to you and they care about you.
Right.
So you can have an extended family, and you can think of other people as family that are not truly your family. For example, I have a very good friend that I think of as the sister I never had. So to me, I didn't get a sister, so I use her like a sister, and I can call her and say, "This is really bothering me," or whatever.
No, okay.
So I think that people that maybe if your family doesn't give you what you need, you can create a family of your own, which is what I think she's saying, is that she's created her own family.
Right.
With other people, because her family doesn't give her what she needs.
I
But I
get it.
think, back to your original question, why do we need a family? We need a family because we're not able to take care of ourselves when we're first born. And your family, whether that's an adopted family or whether that's your blood family, babies need a home.
Are you surprised the lady without the family won't tell her age?
Am I surprised?
Southern belles don't tell their age.
Well,
Southern belles don't
I am a
tell.
Southern belle, and I do tell my age.
So other bells do tell their age.
Actually, I get a kind of a kick out of telling people my age because they rarely believe it. They usually will say, "Oh my gosh, you don't look like you're that old." So for me, it's kind of probably a little bit of an ego thing.
Right. There you go. See, if you look good, then you tell your age. Right.
Most people guess that I'm younger than what I am right now, and I still don't tell my age.
Whatever.
What are you supposed to forget?
So, Ed, I know your father and mother of Aspire, right?
Right.
And do you have like brothers and sisters and cousins and uncles and aunts and nieces and
No,
nephews?
tiny family. I have a sister.
Are you close to your sister?
No.
You're not?
No.
And why not?
I don't know. We grew apart partly when we each got married. We were very close as kids, but we both went away to school in separate locations and all that. And ever since we went away to school, there wasn't really that much that we did together. There wasn't a sense that we did an awful lot together until we went away to school, and then just completely didn't get connected.
So as brothers and sisters, adults, you guys haven't talked to each other about this problem? There is a problem, but you haven't talked about it?
About any given problem?
No, what it is that has that little separation there.
I don't see it as a problem.
Oh, you don't want to play with her?
Well, frankly, I'm a little disappointed in what I see
In her?
when I meet her. Yeah,
Oh, I see.
right.
So,
Because I remembered her extremely fondly. I always thought of her as the only person that could make me laugh as much as she could. And then over the last few years, I don't get that sense at all. So it was more disappointing.
and so you're disappointed in her.
Yeah, I guess so.
And
Yeah.
is she older or younger than you?
Younger.
And so in your disappointment, you're staying away from her.
I don't look her up. I talk to her about family business matters.
Right.
But I don't talk to her about things that bother me. I don't go to her for help.
And does she know you're disappointed in her?
I'm sure she senses something.
But
I mean,
you
she's
haven't
pretty
told her.
smart. She's a pretty smart girl, so.
She knows something's wrong with you, but she doesn't know why. What it is.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know what she thinks for sure.
I mean, but you haven't spoken to her about your disappointment in her, right?
Yeah, but the word disappointment, I mean, what am I going to do? Tell her she's overweight and I don't like it? I mean,
She's overweight?
I'm not about to do that.
So you're not hanging out with her because she's fat?
No, I'm just saying that's an example,
That's so white, huh?
I guess so, but I mean,
Isn't that
wow,
white?
it's like it's like it's a major deal, though. I mean, she's unrecognizable almost.
So your sister's so fat, she's unrecognizable.
Almost.
You're disappointed, and you won't talk to her.
I don't. I mean, they live thousands of miles away.
That is so. Ed, what's wrong with you?
I don't think there's
That
anything wrong
is
with it.
so-
I don't see anything wrong.
Brenda, is
Maybe
something
that's
wrong with
what's
that?
wrong. That I don't see anything wrong.
So your sister is so fat, she's unrecognizable to the point that you judged her, and now you don't want anything to do with her.
No, it's not that.
Yes, it is that.
No.
Based
it's
on
not.
the information you just gave.
You wanted me to get an example of me telling her what I'm disappointed with. That's one of the things.
But why can't you tell her that?
I don't know. Just don't go telling a woman she's overweight. I just don't do
What?
that. You just don't go tell a woman she's overweight.
It's not just a woman, it's your sister.
Yeah, well, she knows it.
So you can say, you know what, sis, you so fat, I'm not coming around because you might eat me and my kids.
And by the way, do you know how to cook? So, no, it isn't that. It's more like that's an example of something that I'm not about to talk about.
That's amazing. So are there other things that
she
keep you away from her?
Yeah, she has lost the vibrant intelligence that she used to have, and she acts like a victim.
She act like a victim.
Yeah,
But if she's overweight like that, maybe she's feeling like one. Maybe you can help her.
Maybe, I'd like to go take her husband out back and say, "What the hell are you doing?"
You blame him for it.
There's got to be something going on there. I don't know.
And so, do you hang out with other family members and associate with other family members?
Fascinatingly, her kids are absolutely fantastic, and I do talk to like her son, my nephew. Is in a similar industry to mine, and I find him
How
to be...
How old is he?
28.
And so have you talked to him about his mother's situation?
No.
Why not?
What am I going to do? Tell him that I think his mother isn't as vibrant as she used to be? No, I'm not going to do that. It doesn't sound like the kind of thing you want to dump on a kid.
He's not a kid.
If I can't
How
tell...
old is he?
28, but if I can't
He's
tell...
not a kid.
Yeah, but if I can't tell her, what am I going to do telling him? That's not fair to him. I mean, I'm being chicken, not telling her directly.
Wow.
I'm not going to tell him that.
Yeah, you are being that. And it's
But I'm not going to dump it on him. I'm not going to say, why is your mom the way she is? I mean, that's not fair to him.
Would your sister want to be with you?
Not sure. I mean, when my dad died, right? She was very upset with the way I handled the funeral because I didn't do enough ceremony about it and all
Yeah.
that. And she was very mad, so I let her yell at me, for a
Right.
while. Then even her husband said, "You got to stop yelling."
So what's the purpose of family?
So interestingly enough, I was thinking about it. I hadn't really thought of that question, right? What the purpose is. One of the first things that came to my mind is it's the people you hang out with that aren't interested in you as a business person. It's the people that remind you there's something else in life other than going to work and being a success at work.
That's the purpose.
That's what I get out of them,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Now, purpose of it, I don't know. It's a bigger question.
Do you miss not having a close family?
I must somewhere, somehow, but it doesn't seem to bother me that much.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm a bit of a lone wolf,
You are.
and maybe I learned how to be that way.
One other thing, do you go to family gatherings and things like that?
Yeah, the ones my wife puts together with her family.
Oh, yeah. But not your side of the family.
There's not that much there. I mean,
I see.
there's my sister and her 2 kids, and that's it.
Oh, okay. How about you? What's the purpose of a family?
Well, I was born in a family, so what's the purpose is support, bondage, every now and then somebody stumbles, you have people around you to help you out, any member, when parents get old, you take care of them. And I guess it's the only thing that's sacred, in the earth.
Oh, the family is sacred?
Yeah,
You like having family?
I never thought about it. But it's there, and it's priority, I guess.
So since they're there, you might want to take it.
You're given now. You have, yeah.
Do you get along with your family?
There's irritations, and here and there, but overall, yeah,
You like your family?
yeah.
If you could avoid them, would you avoid them?
I would probably not because what I got from them, I feel obligated to give back.
You feel obligated because they help you out?
Yeah.
Let's say that they had never helped you out. Your life was great, and you didn't feel obligated to them at all. Would you avoid them as much as possible?
No.
You
no.
would still hang out with them?
Yeah, because like I said, it's the only thing that's I guess only people around you that it's unconditional, and it's basically
You say a family, your own blood family is unconditional?
the love is unconditional.
What makes you say that?
The bondage is not for benefits.
Define unconditional for me.
Well, you have a neighbor. Say there is conditions, I guess, the way with your relationship is, you might be nice to him, or he might be nice to you because, he lets you use his parking spot or whatever it might be.
So
as far as
define
family,
unconditional. What does that word
unconditional
mean?
is basically willing to be for the other person without any gain, without any benefit in mind,
Oh, okay. So your family members, including father, mother, brother, and whatever else you may have, are willing to be with you and do for you without requiring anything from you.
I think so, and vice versa, I believe.
So your family don't require anything from you.
Nothing I can think of.
You don't have to act a certain way or be a certain way. When they do for you, they just want you to keep doing what you're doing.
Well, the parents' part, they still have that mentality that, you're still a child. So that part of a controlling part, I might, act that certain way that they expect.
So they expect you as an adult man
But
to
it's
act
not-
like a child, so you act like one?
No.
What do you mean? You like for them to control you?
No, and I keep reminding them that, to stay away.
You remind them to stay away from you and stop controlling you?
Yes.
And do they stop?
No.
And how you feel about that?
I don't like it, but it doesn't annoy me or irritate me enough to try to avoid them, you know?
Try to avoid them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me quickly ask you about family, Marcus.
I'm a single.
Another single child, okay.
Single child, but
Did
I have
you like-
half brother. I have a half sister and 3 brothers.
You like having a family?
Yeah, I like
Why?
it. I don't. I think just because we're family, we try to stay in touch, and we do.
Hold on
we
for a
get
minute.
we get together.
How come the Mexicans always bring plastic bags to
We get-
church, and then they dig in them and make noise? Only the Mexicans do that. Have you noticed that? We have a Mexican in the audience, and the Mexican brought the plastic bag in, full of stuff, and they keep digging like a little rat going, making noise. It's like being on the airplane. Have you ever gone to Mexico? Everybody have big plastic bags. Trash bags full of stuff. So, are you close to your family?
We're close, but I mean, not like we all live in different states, so it's not.
Do you like your family?
Oh yeah,
Are you able to be honest with them about themselves?
probably not.
And why not?
I just don't want to cause any problems with them. I mean, I don't want to, I don't want to cause any. I want them to live their life, and I live mine. That's it. And when we get together, none of us are. We're all, like I say, distant, and we're all doing our own thing. So when we get together, maybe I'll travel to their state and spend a week with them, and we're just a family, just hanging out and stuff like that.
Why
So-
you don't want to be honest with them? I mean, you say you want to get along, right? So you go along to get along. Why is going along to get along with family more important to you than being honest with your family?
And I don't know that it's that, but I just know that my family is not really screwed up. I mean, they're Christian. Most of them are the ones that I'm with. They're like they go to their church. I go with them when I go to their town to visit. So they're like raising their families. They're trying to do a Christian. They're trying to live like Christians, and I don't really run into many problems. And I have like the last time I was with my brother and sister 6 months ago, we got into conversation, politics, and things like that, and it kind of got a little. They got really angry at me because they couldn't really see my perspective, and they told me, "You need to read your Bible. You don't read your Bible. That's your problem." So, but I mean, we were just talking about just regular. This makes sense or that makes sense. No, I don't. If it's not in the Bible, I don't. You're not making sense, and I don't want to deal with it. So
You say your family members are screwed up.
no, they're not. I mean, they're not screwed up in the sense that they're having issues with making a living, raising a family, that sort of thing. So,
But they're screwed up in other ways?
no, I didn't say they were screwed up. I said they're not really screwed up. I mean, and they're not like having
Then
problems.
why can't you be honest with them then?
Well, I was honest with
But they
to
got
a
mad at
degree.
you.
But
you
they,
said you
but I'm
don't
just
tell
saying.
them the truth because you know that it may cause conflict.
And
You want to just get along.
yeah, and because I don't want to. I don't want to break the bond. I have an uncle that's really resentful. He's my mother's brother, and he kind of cuts his own kids off, and that he's had differences with. And I was raised with him kind of almost like a brother up until I got like 15 or so. But he's real resentful, and so I did a couple of years ago. I did kind of talk with him about some things, but I didn't come right out and say, "Hey, you know what? That's your son. You shouldn't hate him because
Why did
he's
you do
making
that?
mistakes." I just didn't do it because
So let me ask you,
I felt
because
like
of
I
time,
was
are you close to your family?
yeah.
What makes you close to them if you can't be honest with them? Why do you think you're close to them?
Because I just think I'm close to them because we can get along and have a good time together and be as like a family. That's it.
But you could do that with anybody.
Yeah. But here, like, for instance, my son, I mean, I got 2 sons. I mean, I don't get involved with them. Like, if something comes my way, they ask me a question or something, I used to, like, try to, jump in and give them some advice and things like that. But I don't anymore because they resented it or they just kind of said, I don't want to hear that. That sounds like you go to Bond or something like that. Or, it were like that.
So with your two sons who are now adults, you don't even tell them the truth.
I went over there yesterday. He's got a lot of problems, and when he was telling me about him, I was like with his ex-wife, and I said, hey, he's apologizing for the drama. I said, that's no drama for me. That's your thing, And I just left it at that. He kept trying to talk to me about it, and I just didn't. I just changed it. We just avoided it altogether. But and just kept it on that level, and that's
Amazing.
it. And went on about my business, and he's got to deal with his thing, and everybody's got to deal. But I know he's going to be okay. But
yeah, amazing. You like family?
Yeah, you asked me that 3 times.
So
now.
you like having family?
Yeah.
Okay. Define family.
Well, a lot of people had different good examples. Like
A little louder for me.
well, a lot of people already mentioned some good things. Like they don't. In spite of our differences, they choose to, because we're a family, they choose to kind of overlook that and still go on, and they want you part of they want to keep in touch, and if they're thinking about business opportunities and starting a business, they want to, they want to include you, or vice versa, because we're sort of like-minded people, whereas people that I meet, friends and people at work and stuff like that, once you, a lot of times with them, if you tell them something, generally they don't want to come, they want to go away because you're not really there. They don't consider you as family, and they tend to think of it as like you're being critical of them.
That's amazing.
And then I don't want a person in my life that I'm opening my door up to be open with to criticize me, so I'm going to go elsewhere. I'm not going to
One last thing, and then I want to go here. Do you like when your family members tell you the truth about you? Are you like, right on, thank you for telling me?
Yeah, I do.
Do they tell you the truth about yourself?
Yeah, both of my sons do.
Do they do it without being angry, or they only tell you that when they're mad?
Yeah, they do.
All right.
And then I don't mind being...
Told the truth.
Yeah.
We got a big family, man.
How old are you now?
And I got a grandpa who's 97, and he's beat 6 pneumonias and 2 strokes.
How old are you now?
I'm 20.
You like family?
I love family.
What do you love about having a family?
They don't give up on you, no matter how much they don't give up on you. No matter how much you fall, no matter how much, at least my family, no matter where I've been, no matter all the dark places I've been through, they're with me.
And you like that?
That's what I like.
And does it help you?
It does, because I think when you don't give up on people, it gives them hope.
Oh, okay.
I think hope is what inspires people to keep going in life.
And so by them not giving up on you, does that cause you to overcome whatever it is and get better in life?
I mean, the thing is, growing up, we've been raised all very different growing up, because I grew up being spoiled all my life. I can accept that. I grew up being spoiled all my life, and I didn't know how to fend for myself. I had to learn how to do chores at age 17, and it was bad. It was bad. It was horrible.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know how to do a washing machine or anything, but now I know how to do all that stuff.
So while growing up, your father and mother did not teach you to be responsible while growing up?
Yeah, they teach me how. They bought me everything I wanted. They just anything I wanted. They would just get it for me.
And you wish they had not done that?
I kind of do.
Yeah.
I kind of do now.
And why?
Because now that I see it, because I could have been someone a little different,
Yeah, that's right.
Because when you give something to someone, it doesn't make them go through the pain of earning it. And when you go through pain and suffering, that's when you find love in your heart.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so is it hard to overcome that?
It's hard to overcome it. I'm trying to meditate now.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to overcome it, but it's very hard.
I understand,
I've been the past 2 months I've been cyberbullying by 10 people from like 10 different states, and this one girl is all her master plan
You've
of trying to.
You've been doing what?
Cyberbullying.
You've been cyber
I've been
bullying?
No, I've been getting cyberbullied.
So somebody is bullying you? Why? How do you bully someone on the internet? What do they say to you?
Well, the thing is, on Facebook, you can't just block them. They can make group chats, and they can.
You can get a whole new ID.
Yeah, they can.
No family and no age. Be quiet.
They can make group chats, and they can make phone calls to you even when they're blocked.
How
So
do
they can still
know
harass
to
you.
What do they say to you? Give me a quick.
They call me fat. They like, I've lost 40 pounds. They put bras on me. Like, they draw pictures of bras on me.
Robert,
like
cut out that
all
laughing.
that.
An old man's up there kicking like a little woman. This is serious.
No, it is serious.
Hold on, just hold on.
Okay.
Why you gotta carry it on? Hold on. They go ahead. What else they doing to you?
No, they put like me up against pictures of Shrek and stuff, and like they put photos of me against like fat people and stuff, and all my weight, and how they because I had a best friend named Myra, and she knows all my and I told her a lot of my secrets, and they always bring up the secrets I've had, like
Yeah.
all that, and they try to use it against me, and they
So
say
Myra
they
told
call me
others about you.
and they spread lies about me. Just last night, they wrote on Facebook, one of her friends, that I rape girls, and that I told Myra's daughter that her baby's gonna be nothing in life, and I've never touched any girls like that, never done that,
Yeah.
ever, never would, ever. I'm not that guy.
I understand.
And-
So how do you
and-
feel about all this?
It makes me really mad. I'm really considering about suing them.
You are?
Yeah.
How do they? So these are friends of yours who have
They're
turned
not
on
friends.
you.
They were friends.
Right. They turned on you,
They all turned on me.
and so now they're cyber bullying you.
Yeah.
Right. You're not able to turn them off from the computer.
Well, I can block all of them. They've been blocked, and they've been warned. They've been warned that they might be sued, so they're laying off me now.
Oh, okay. How old are you again?
20.
So you're Zach, right?
Yeah.
Wow. And so here's. So what have you learned a lesson from it of this?
I just think I've learned that women can be very deceitful. They
Women can be very deceitful?
They can be very manipulative towards other people. They can make people do things that they don't even want to do just because of who they are or what they did for them, or they can just manipulate very easily other people into
I was
what
on
they're
the airplane
doing.
last night. Speaking of that, and there was this Asian couple. Were they Asian or Japanese or something?
That's like Asian.
Oh.
Asian's kind of Japanese.
And so they were getting on the plane, and so we're in line to get on the plane, right? And they were behind me, and James, my producer, was with me, so he was standing back there because he was scared to come up front where I was. And I said, "Come on up, James." And these two Asian old couple behind me, and I said, "You don't mind this white man coming up, do you?" I said, "You know how white people are. They're afraid of people of color." And they started laughing. And so we got on the plane, and they said that they were married. I said, "Oh, how long you been married?" And they said, 40-something years. And I said, "So you guys been married 40 years?" We were all getting up to get off. And they said, "Yes." And I asked, "Well, what is the secret to lasting in marriage for so long, to a lasting marriage?" And the woman said, "He know all about me, but I know nothing about him." And I'm like, wow, that is the secret. Isn't that the secret? Your wife should know about, the husband should know about the wife, but the wife should know nothing about the husband. You don't
Wow,
agree,
that's
Brenda?
amazing.
Do you
That's
agree, Brenda?
amazing.
You don't agree?
I don't agree fully with that statement.
Why not?
I semi agree with that statement.
Why not fully?
I don't fully agree because you got to have trust.
That's why you don't agree?
You got to have trust. And
Okay.
if you don't
but
have
if they
trust,
don't know anything about you, there's no reason to distrust you.
that's a point. That's a good point. That's a good point, Jesse. That's a good point.
Let me ask Brenda why she disagreed. I can't believe this hour's almost up, Jane.
Oh, wait, can I just say what I think family means?
Oh, yes. Real
I'll
fast.
say what I think family means.
Okay.
I just think family to me, like when you guys were all talking, the first word that popped up in my mind, because I was thinking about today, about my grandfather, was legacy.
Oh, okay.
Was bringing a legacy to your family. Because when you die, you have nothing. You're dust.
How you know? You died before?
No, but you know what I mean when you
No,
die.
I don't.
When you die.
I don't know that.
When you die,
No, I don't know that.
Well, we all don't know that, but you know,
You're making up something you don't know.
Your soul either goes to heaven or hell. That's
So
what I believe.
you have your soul left.
Yeah, your soul's left, but
Right.
I'm just saying physically you have nothing. So
You want your
on the
grandfather's
earth,
legacy?
I was thinking family is like legacy, like you're passing down legacies to your
Family a mess. You mean like you passing a mess down?
No, not a mess down. No, a good mess. A good mess.
Oh, okay.
Not a good mess. Not a good mess, but a good.
A good
Like
mess.
I want to be better than what happened to me.
Okay,
Like
let me tell you this.
I want to be. I want to.
You're in a perfect position in life right now to become perfect. If your parents spoiled you, you're being bullied, you're fat, you got all these things going on, right? And so those things are what's going to make you a strong, good man. Because you've already experienced them.
I've
So
already
now-
experienced it a lot.
Yeah, so now you need to just relax and overcome them.
Yeah.
And that's all. Don't take it personally. Don't worry about it. And just start, because our parents spend 18 years of our lives screwing us up, and we spend the rest of the time overcoming.
Yeah.
And so all you need to do is be grateful for all the mess that they did to you. Like, wow, this is pretty cool. my parents spoiled me. They made me fat.
They made me fat. I was a pretty skinny. I was an in shape kid
I
when I
remember
was
when
young.
you were skinny.
When I was young, I
But
was in
here's the
shape.
point. You have to forgive them and start living your life. You need to get you a job, move out on your own, and live your life. It's no big deal. All of us have gone through something. It's only a big deal if you hold on to it and make it a big deal. They did the best that they can do. And so you need to go out there and live your life.
I'm not holding on to it. I know what happened, but
Yeah.
I'm not holding on to it. I just want, when I have kids, that's what I was trying to say about legacy. I want to pass down my legacy to them, what
Don't
I've
worry
learned
about that. Forget about the legacy. You just want to be a good man.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Let me take here first because of time. So you disagree with me that the man should know about about the wife, but she should not know anything about him.
Right.
Why you disagree with that?
I disagree because I think that the more you know about a person, the better you can understand and basically accept and love them.
Interesting. So the more you know about your husband, the more you can understand, accept, and love him.
Yes.
What do you say about that, husband?
I don't fully agree.
You don't? And why not?
No, because one of the temptations that I think society puts on you as a guy is to become too dependent on your wife.
No, they just talk about the wife.
Well,
husband, not society.
So you could.
Why do you disagree
in
with
the
Brenda?
process of telling somebody everything? I mean, there's too much information. You don't need to puke your guts out and tell everybody everything.
Am I wrong in saying, is that couple wrong when the wife said
No,
he
they're
knows
not,
about
no,
me?
They're not that wrong. No,
They're not?
no.
So you disagree
it's an
with
extreme.
Brenda?
It's an extreme case, but they're not that far off.
You disagree with your wife?
Yes, except when it comes to matters of, like, if you're in business together in some way.
Right.
You know.
She need to know the insurance. And
Yeah, exactly.
In case you die, she
Right.
get your money.
Exactly. Right. Notice she's reaching for the microphone here. But for the most part, I think it's the proper. It can't be totally symmetrical.
Yes,
Now,
Brenda.
I will tell you, however, I have noticed.
Does Brenda know all your stuff?
She knows a lot of it.
All your little personal ins and outs, your little weaknesses and all that?
No, well, she probably knows more than I think she does because she's been scoping me out for a while, right? And I don't exactly keep my mouth shut. So, but at the same time, I would much rather not discuss a lot of the stuff. I've learned not to discuss a lot of the stuff that was coming to me when I was younger, right? I was a mouthy kid. I'd tell everybody all my stuff.
Why do you regret doing that now?
I don't regret it. I just see that it was like a goofy way to act.
Oh, I see.
It was like, I don't want to do that anymore.
Brenda just want to do a follow-up, and then I got to move on.
Yes, she does.
Yes, Brenda.
I'm not sure that we're all talking about the same things. I mean, obviously, I don't know everything about him, but he's lived in multiple countries. Some of the things that he does and says are a result of the way he was brought up, the way his family was, the way his father treated him, the way his mother treated him, where he went to school. And if I didn't know any of that stuff about him,
Well, that's all right. You know, where have you traveled? What school you went to? Did you have a father? But other than that, you don't need to know anything about him, right?
well, I would agree that I don't need to know every time he feels doubt, his
But
feelings.
you don't want to know any of his personal inner stuff, right? You just want to know the physical stuff about him.
I guess that's more where my brain went, was the more you know about him and how he was brought up, which goes back to family. Because family instills your first values.
Yeah.
They're the people that teach you right from wrong and honesty and responsibility. And Ed said to me before, you've said some things about your dad that you were disappointed in your dad, but your dad taught you to be a good person, and he taught you not to lie and not to steal and a lot of those things. Well, that's stuff about me. Well, his
So
dad
your
taught
father
him
taught
stuff
you not
too.
to lie and steal and all that?
Yeah,
And so you don't lie?
I do lie. Yeah.
Oh, so it didn't work.
Well, he tried.
Because we only have 5 minutes, Marilyn, do you agree with the Asian couple or disagree?
I disagree.
You disagree?
Yeah.
You want to know about your man?
No, it's not that. It's because she only said that to you, but she didn't tell you the truth. She knows about
How you
him.
know she didn't tell me the truth?
Because, how are you going to be with somebody for 40 years and not know anything about them?
She said he knows everything about, he knows about me.
She-
But I don't, huh?
He knows me and I don't know him.
Right.
No, she do. Come on. 40 years? She knows. She just told you that.
You think?
Yeah. Come on.
Okay. And do you think a wife should know her husband?
She's going to know him either way. If you spend time with somebody, you're going to know them.
Should she know him?
She may not know everything about him, but she's going to know
Should she know
enough.
him?
What?
Should the wife know the husband?
Well, yeah.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The reason I agree with the Asian couple is because of the Christian structure. The same reason, a mother doesn't tell her 5-year-old children, I'm depressed.
Right.
I don't know if your father's going to leave me. You can't tell that to your kid
Right.
because you lead that kid. Just like you can't tell your wife you feel weak because you lead her.
Yep.
And it's a
That's such a
disservice
good
to
point.
her. It's a disservice to her. It's not an ego thing.
He is so right. When and the couple look good, you can tell she doesn't know anything about him. Because she look happy. They're older couple, but they look great. She doesn't seem to be unhappy that she doesn't know him. And that just hit home for me. Just think about it. Just think about it. The man is the Christ over his wife. And so that means that the wife is looking at the strong Christ to see the right way to go, to feel protected by him, to be guided by him, instructed by him. And if you know that Christ has a weakness, are you going to look at that Christ and respect him and want to follow him? No. You're going to judge him and destroy him. You're going to go out and tell everybody, my Christ ain't that strong. My Christ smokes cigarettes. My Christ drinks. My Christ is afraid. My Christ, you're not going to be able to help it. And then that not liking that about him will cause you to destroy him. But if you don't know that about your Christ, you're going to love and respect and feel safe and follow. And men have made a horrible mistake by telling women their problems. And it ain't no ego thing, it's the order of God. For an example, Christ is over man. Everybody agree with that, right? Right? Christ never showed a weakness.
He shows stupidity.
Christ never complained. Oh, Lord, I got to go down here with these crazy folks. Or when you got home from work, I was so stressed out today, honey. And people didn't like me at work. And because of that, he set the example for us, the men, made it possible to overcome all things without complaining, without being bitter, without worrying, because we trust the Father in us. And men have made a mistake by listening to women and telling them, just like Zach was saying, he has told this girl all his business, and now she's telling it all to everybody, and everybody bullying her. So you should never tell a woman your problem. You should go to your father or to a man that you respect. You learned that, right?
I definitely learned that.
Yeah. And it's just the nature of things. It's the order of things. Women respect men who they can look at and respect because they see that they're dealing with life. And it helped her to overcome, love that man, become stronger. In the same way she should have had that with her father when she was a child.
Well, you've given me some things to think about.
Yeah.
And I recognize it as much with my father as I do with my husband. So it helps me really understand kind of where things went wrong.
Yes, that's right. What went wrong, weak fathers who are not the Christ over their families, and they gave themselves over to their wives, and the wife took over, and all hell broke loose. Because it's out of order. It's not like you hate women or you hate men. It's just the order of God. And there is nothing worse than a weak man. A weak Christ. Because even if he doesn't know he is a Christ, he is the Son of God. Even if he's a weak one, he still is the Son of God. He's just a poor, pitiful excuse of it. But he's still that. And everything around him is dying and being destroyed. He thinks he's building something, but he's living an illusion. Because if you're not spiritually strong, if you're not the Christ, the light of your family, you're a loser. Ain't nothing working. Nothing.
True.
Nothing is working. Even if you're pretending to be it, you're still losing. Yes, Brenda.
So if the man is not rising to the occasion, if the man is not doing his job,
Right.
Let's just take it away from me.
Yes.
What is the woman supposed to do? When she's trying to raise children and the man's not taking his job, he's not being a leader. What do you
Very
do?
good question. Very good question. Your responsibility is to love him and not hate him. And when you love him, God will work through you to get to him. But if you resent him for his weakness, it's all darkness all the time. Just don't hate him. Be honest with him, but don't be angry at him. And things will change. Because that's the power of love of God working through you to get the Son of God on the right path. That make sense? But the problem is women end up resenting weak men, their husbands. They end up hating them, and the hatred that they have for their husband destroys everything. Because he's already weak, living in darkness, so now she's hating him for it, living in darkness, and this is being passed down to the children. That makes sense?
It does.
Yeah. But what?
But sometimes it doesn't work.
No, it does work. If it's not working, it's because you don't love him. The anger is there. Love works. And I'm not talking about human love. I'm talking about the love that exists because you don't have anger. That love works. The other love doesn't work. So if it's not working, it's only because you don't have love. That make sense?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Yeah. And love is not just for a moment. Love is everlasting. It's every day through all situations, all the time.
What is it when you feel very detached from your family?
Let me just say this, and because of time, and I'm so glad that this subject went very well. I wanted to have a good talk about it. What I'm starting to realize is that our blood family, our earthly family, is not our family. They are not our family. That's why no families are working. You can't be honest with one another. You know, you're needy of one another. You don't like one another. You talk about each other behind each other's back. And in all honesty, families are not working. Earthly families. Our true families are those families who have been born again of God, who has nothing but the God love working through them. Those are the people you can trust. They're never going to backstab you. They're not going to gossip about you. They will pray for you first before gossiping, because they are men and women of God, so they can see. They can now see. And when you can see, it's the love of God operating through you that causes you to see, and you have nothing but love. Those are your family members. And that's why this worldly family thing is not working. Because it's not really we're all families as long as we're children of God, of Satan. But once you're born again, that becomes your family. It has nothing to do with color at that point. It has nothing to do with male or female, rich or poor, wherever you live or don't live. It has nothing to do with that. We have a new Father in Christ or in God, and we're all family. And nothing and nobody gets in the way of that. It would not happen. It wouldn't matter what happened to you. A man or woman of God would never judge you. They would never hold it against you, because they can now see. They have nothing but love to operate from. That makes sense? So you must be born again of love, of the light that's inside of us. Nobody's family is working, because you serve two different gods. And so if you're of your father the devil, you just have mess in your family, in your earthly family. And you're supposed to have that, because you're not of love. But if you've been born again of God, you have nothing but love in your family, with the new family that you now have. And you can be honest with one another. You never judge one another. You pray for one another. You're tighter than you can even imagine, because it's not personal anymore. It's not up and down. And so that's our true family. And so until you get to that, just hold on with the mess that you have. But God is our family. He's created a different family, a spiritual family for us.
They've gotten fatter. Why? You can call them up on the phone, and
And so on holidays, do you hang out? You don't hang out with family at all?
No, I'm normally by myself. Lately, I have a good friend that has like a potluck for the holidays, and I normally contribute to the potluck. Like I'll bring the turkey or.
So is this for their family or just friends?
It's friends. The potluck is like a bunch of people bring food, and we all partake in it. So
you don't miss your family?
I do miss them, but not enough to go down and see them. And we're talking about they're right there in Inglewood.
Amazing.
Off of La Brea,
Do you want your own family one day? Like get married, have a truckload of children, and then grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Do you want all that?
Yes, but I think that time has passed.
You too old to have children, or too old to get married?
Both.
Or both?
I mean, whether it's married or adoption or whatever have you.
Why has it passed?
I just think it's passed.
Why?
It hasn't happened now.
How old are you?
Old enough. Like this gentleman. You're old enough. We went through this before. I wouldn't tell you my age.
Oh, you would not? I got a call from someone the other day, and they were telling me Is that you?
Yeah.
Look like Brittany. Why don't you contact them? Like your uncle, aunt, cousins, nephew, nieces?
My family that's out here are mainly second cousins. I mean, we all grew up close, but just so that you know what the lineage is, they would mainly be second and third cousins.
Right. So why don't you contact them?
There's been a lot of, I mean, you and I kind of covered this in a previous conversation. There's a lot of garbage that's under the bridge, and I've been living this far without them. I don't know why do I need to contact them. I'm pretty sure they would say they don't have my contact information anymore, which...
Do you have theirs?
Yes, I know exactly where they live.
And
but
so you say you don't need to contact them?
I haven't felt the need to over
Do
these
you
past
miss
several
not having a
years.
family?
Yes, I do. Because, I mean, I still don't... Family's just really weird to me. I remember how it was when I was a youngster, but now when I look at it, it's like, okay. When people tell me, oh, they have to go visit their family, it sounds weird to me that they have to do that. Why?
It sounds weird to you that they have to go visit their family?
Yeah,
Why
going
does it sound-
for holidays and stuff like that. I'm like, they haven't changed that much.
I want to talk about family before, and then I'll get to whatever your issues are. I've noticed, let me ask this way, because I don't want to put any suggestions in your mind at all, not one iota. But I want to find out your impression of family, your family. How do you see family? What do you think the purpose of family? And I think I'll start right here first. You have a family, right?
Yes, I do.
And what's your impression of family? What's the purpose of family?
I honestly don't know. As I've gotten older, I don't know. I'm not in contact with any of them. I don't talk to them on a daily basis or monthly basis or yearly basis. I have people here that saw me be born that I have no contact with. They don't know how I look now because I've been here in Los Angeles now for about 15 years, and I look startlingly different than how I did, let's say 7 years ago.
Right.
And they have no idea how I look. I'm pretty sure if they saw me, it would take them a bit, oh, okay, yeah, you do look like.
Problems, right? They were reminding me that they were talking about something. And I said, hey, why don't you go? Make sure you go. And they're like, no, I'm sick. And I don't remember them telling me that they were sick. When people tell me their issues, I don't remember them. Once they tell me, hopefully I can give them some solid advice. But once they tell me, I'm done with it. I don't even remember it.
Well, let me apologize.
I don't remember my own stuff.
Well, let me apologize about that. That I totally understand your position in saying that too.
Yeah,
and I
you're
think
not
it's
supposed to carry that stuff.
Well, I mean, you're a very busy person, so you're not going to remember every.
But even if I wasn't busy, I would want to remember it.
Well, sure. Okay.
You know what I mean? So let me ask. So, how come you won't tell your age? You don't have to, but why won't you say how old you are?
I'm slowly easing up on that.
But what is the holdback on it?
The holdback is that people put so much into what your age is and what you're supposed to be and what you should have accomplished by now, or you shouldn't be acting that way. And it's all these misconceived notions of what you're supposed to do, supposed to have done, what you should be doing.
And for that reason, you won't tell your age?
I don't want you to, not you, but I just don't want people to put all these perceptions, well, you should have done this by now. Who are you to tell me that? I mean, what have you done?
Right. Why do you still care, at your age, why do you still care what people think or would recommend for you to a point you hold back your age? Why are you allowing that to affect you like that?
I don't.
Because they're controlling you.
Well, I don't.
You're
really,
not free.
I am free.
Not
I am
if they-
free.
if that
I
control
just
you, you're
don't
not
think-
free.
I just don't think it's anybody. I don't go around asking other people, "How old are you?" You know,
You know why, right?
Well, no, well, one, I find it disrespectful.
No,
one.
that's not why you don't do it.
Why? Because
Because you're offended by others asking you.
very much so. I
And
will
so
agree with that.
you're
Yes.
still being controlled because now that you don't want to be asked, you can't ask others.
But then I also think
And then
that
you make
they're-
up excuses. Oh, that's disrespectful.
Well, no, I
Oh,
don't think I need
that's-
to go out and tell everybody all my business either. I mean, what
But
does my age
knowing
have to
your
do with
age
the
is not all your
conversation?
business. Let me just ask this one question and I want to move on about the family thing. What is the purpose of family? In your mind, what's the purpose of family?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I honestly, I mean, I could tell you as a kid what it was,
Right.
but since growing to an adult, that whole idea of what family is like an old Christmas carol to me right now. I really don't know.
I understand.
I don't understand. Like I said, when people want to go visit their family, have to visit their sister. The brother just had a new baby. I'm like, babies look all the same. They're bald headed till they're.